Blessings, blessings, YouTube. It is your girl, natuREALness here. And I just wanted to come to you all because I wanted to bring you all along on this huge cleansing journey of mine. Especially because it's going to be a major part on a huge offering that I'm bringing to mamas, right? Especially pregnant mamas who are making their transition into motherhood. And one of the things that we're going to cover in that course is cleansing and healing and the importance of doing it hopefully prior to pregnancy, and if not, especially at the beginning of your pregnancy, right? And one of the things that I'm really trying to pride myself on here at natuREALness with my brand and with my business is living the very things that I'm teaching and promoting, right? And so one of the things that I really promote and know is of value, and it is extremely important in a woman's life, and especially in a woman's life as she is becoming a mother, is cleansing to heal, right? To move forward, to raise your vibration, to raise your frequency, and just always move from a place of love, which is very important when we're raising and nurturing and growing and nourishing our children, right? So I'm going to bring y'all along on my journey, right? And even though it's postpartum, this is something that can be applied prior to conception. Okay, this part of the process can be done prior to conception. You do not want to do this if you're pregnant, all right? So if you know, I am going to be doing, right, a saltwater enema. And I believe this is something that you don't want to do more than 2 to 3 times a year. I've only done this one time a year, and I don't do it every single year, right? I do it when I feel intuitively called to do so, right? And if you can hear my voice, it's very deep. It probably sounds very congested because your girl has been going through some things over the past week, and so I just feel intuitively called to start cleansing. And so I'm going to do a saltwater flush or enema, right? And I'm going to be using Kala Namak, and the bag is already open because I already filled up my jar. This is basically like an Indian spice or product. It's black salt. You don't have to use Kala Namak. I learned from Internal Showers. I'll link his video down here. He used Himalayan pink salt in that video, and he recommends not going any less or lower than like natural sea salt, right? And for me, the first time I did it, I used Himalayan pink salt. I had amazing results. So I'm excited to see what it's going to be with black salt and doing it almost 6-7 years later, or whatever. But you want to basically, it's real simple. You want to take 2 tablespoons of your salt, Kala Namak, Himalayan pink salt, and at the very worst, natural sea salt. And you want to mix it with 2 liters of water. And you want to make sure that it's an alkaline spring water. You don't want it to be tap, all right? And you don't want it to be a water that has had added things to it. And so I'm using the good old Crystal Geyser. Right here, Crystal Geyser water. And 2 liters is roughly half an ounce. It's about 67 ounces. So I have a half-gallon jar right here that I'm going to go ahead and mix my water in. All right, let's get into it. Y'all, I was sitting here recording the entire time, or talking, thinking that I was recording. So anyways, let me just refresh what I said. So I went ahead and put the Kala Namak in here, and you can see it's kind of like a pinkish, maroonish, I don't know, brownish color. But when I poured the water in, it immediately turned it this black color, and I only poured a little bit in so that way I could swish it around and get it to dissolve because I don't have a spoon or a lid up here. And once I saw that it was completely dissolved, which I could tell because there was no pink granules at the bottom, I went ahead and filled it all the way up to the top, right? And so this is what we have left. And so what you want to do is you want to chug all of this in one sitting. Yes, you guys, one sitting. Now, I do take somewhat of a break, like I take a breather break, like I drink as much as I can, I stop, take a breath, and then I drink some more. But I don't like stop drinking for, 10, 15, 30 minutes and then come back to it. I only stop to breathe. And so I'm gonna go ahead and chug all of this. Oh, this is like the grossest thing I've ever done in my life, okay? And I had to take a break because my daughter woke up and I had to nurse her. And I tried drinking it while I was nursing her. Big mistake, right? And so I've had a break. And the amount that I already drank has already starting to work. I can feel it in my gut. The flatulence is on its way. Already here, okay? Which lets me know that things are about to start gearing up. So I'm about to attempt to drink this before it goes down. Y'all, this is so nasty. Like, the eggy sulfur smell is so overwhelming. Like, you can see in the video that it was like, I'm really having to psych myself out to do this because this is gross. You know, and like my daughter was getting upset because she wanted to drink it, and the moment I like the jar got like an inch away from her nose, she was like pushing it away. All right, let's do this. Oh my gosh, that was like, oh, that took everything in me. Everything in me. But I'm committed to this because I'm committed to my daughter. I'm committed to myself. I'm committed to being a better person. I'm committed to my elevation and my ascension, and just having one of those like wham bam deeply connected, nothing shatters my foundation, shatters me, because I'm rooted and I'm grounded, but I'm still in the heavens, you know. But that was ooh, I hope I never have to do that again. If you've done this with kala namak or black salt, okay, because I don't know if I would ever be able to do that again with black salt, with kala namak, because that's not what that is. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of like wrap this up. It takes about 30 minutes to an hour, you know, or so for things to start getting going and for your system to really start cleansing things out. I think it really just depends on your body and how long it takes to process things or digest things, and then how much you got going on. You know what I'm saying? For me, I'm not really surprised that I have to go because I'm a pretty regular person. Usually for me, I have 2 bowel movements first thing in the rising, and I'm being completely transparent with y'all because one, I mean, it's part of life. Okay, my daughter's about to spray me with Febreze. She learned how to use a spray bottle. Why did I teach her how to use a spray bottle? Yeah, you squeeze it and spray it. Yeah. I'm pretty regular, and I'm being transparent because I think we need to normalize detoxing and cleansing in this type of way. And I'm like this because I don't want y'all to see my daughter's face. But I think we need to start really, really normalizing cleansing and detoxing in all the ways, especially our digestive tract and what that means, you know. And so I'm pretty regular, you know, as a result of eating a plant-based diet, you know, and drinking a ton of water anyway. Yeah, sure, that's the palm of your hand. You're touching the palm of your hand. I usually have 2 bowel movements first thing in the rising. And the moment I drink water, it like speeds up that process. So I'm not surprised that I'm already within like 10 minutes or so feeling things working, you know, in my body or whatnot. So, sorry y'all, I had to spit out mucus, right? Because again, the water, the salt is going to cleanse you out, you know, or whatever. And usually for me, one of the first signs is mucus coming out of my body, especially out of my nose and my throat, which, as y'all can hear, I definitely need. So anyways, I'm saying all that to say it takes about 30 minutes to an hour for it to start working. But if you already know your body, if it's really good at getting things out of your system, then it might not take as long. Okay. But he does recommend that you stay at home over the course of the next 3 hours and not to eat anything before you take the enema or the salt water, and the 3 hours afterwards, because it might interfere with what the salt is doing. So just make sure that you have a full belly before, or that you can go 3 hours after waking or after taking it without eating anything, so that way your body can really, really flush things out. Now, the last time I did this 3 days in a row, or whatever. I don't think I'm going to do this 3 days in a row this time. I have enough to do so, but I'm still breastfeeding as well, or whatever. And so I really want to take today to see what my milk supply does, how my baby reacts to my milk, because this might be the only day, which is fine, because I'm going to follow this up with some gentle herbs that I know are still okay while I'm breastfeeding, but still really powerful and good at cleansing out the body. All right, my leg is switching because I got to go use the restroom. All right, peace, y'all.